Hello, my friends, and welcome back. My name is Jonathan Borsjani, and I'm going to be talking to you today about inclusion in the classroom and three different visual cues that I'm going to use to make sure that my students feel comfortable in their classroom, sharing their feelings, thoughts, and needs in a productive way. So, the first one I have is SEL morning meetings. And so, a good way to do this is by starting off in a circle, and way everybody can see each other, feel like equals. Um, it's always important to make sure everyone has a place to be. Like that's one thing I've seen in classrooms to where there'll be like a couple students that are like, I don't know where to go. I'm going to take that extra minute to make sure everyone has a place and is comfortable in that place. Um, Also, have a weekly theme like kindness, respect, empathy. So, especially in elementary school, they can start grasping these concepts and really have it firmly understanding, even before it really cognates with their brain, which I know happens a couple years later with boys, but it's important to have that basis of knowledge. Um, have a question, discussion of the day. What are some ways that we can show kindness to our friends, teachers, and parents? Yeah. So some real life examples. When we discuss something, we will reference the accountability posters in our classroom for respectful ways to communicate. For example, I respectfully disagree. I think, like, if I were to say, okay, we are going to have homework tonight, and they could raise their hand and be like, not, I hate homework, but no, I respectfully disagree. I think we should have no homework. Now, honestly, I kind of agree with the kids on that particular one, but let's say they made a bad grade and I think I should have gotten 100. I respectfully disagree. I think I should have gotten 100. That's a basis for a conversation. Be like, well, you got to get all the answers right to get 100. This SEL, social and emotional learning, is important as it builds rapport between teachers and students and peers. It's also a good way to continue to get to know the students as they go on, because in elementary school, you're going to have these students. Like my teacher, my guiding teacher right now, she has been working at the school for 4 years, and so she's had a lot of, or for 5 years, and so she's had a lot of students multiple times. 4 years, she did kindergarten, first, third, and fourth, and so many of the students she's had for all 4 years. But even if you don't have the exact same students, it's good to have that building blocks for the next teacher, and you're still going to see those students around the campus. VIP of the week. Now, this is my absolute favorite, hands down, no doubt about it. There's so many things you can do with this. I've listed off some here, way too many for the page. But the VIP student of the week makes sure that every student gets to have a whole week dedicated to them. And a VIP is not employee of the week. It's not the student who did the most homework and answered the most questions and did every, had no behaviors. They're not the VIP of the week. No, every single student, nothing else. Just every single student is a VIP. If you're in my class, you're on my roster, then you are a VIP, no strings attached. And so that's going to be very important to me. And these students can be the helper of the week. Now, of course, there is going to be a classroom economy in my class, but they'll have special privileges as the teacher's helper. Um, and then maybe like a favorite job, a job all the students like doing, they could be that. Um, each day they get to participate in a different activity. Like Monday, they could bring in their favorite book, or ideally, but it's again about the student. So if they don't have a favorite book, then favorite movie, favorite TV show, um, an All About Me poster, like you can see here. They can make some kind of a poster that shows their likes and wants and the such, and share that with the class. And this is also great things that they can do to explore themselves. At this young age, you're still figuring out who you are. Um, we could do like a bring me five things to represent yourself, kind of like artifacts. And they could either have the five things and explain what they all are, or they could say, like, here are five things. What do you think they all mean? And have the other students guess. That could be fun. And then, Thursday, read letter to parents on why you are the VIP. And I'm definitely going to have good things to say about every VIP student whenever their time comes around. That's a no negativity time for me. Um, and then on Friday, share your favorite song, Go Noodle, Just Dance, Kids Bop, um, and so everyone can have fun with it. Hey, let's all listen to the song. Hey, let's all dance. It's a good time. And they'll get some kind of special caddy on their desk where they can use markers and feel special. And they should feel special because they are special. Monthly cultural celebrations. This is another one that I love. So I want to celebrate each culture in our class. And the reason that this one's monthly is because there's less cultures in a class than there are students. I mean, I guess it's possible that every single student could be from a different country and culture, but typically it's not going to be that. So we can probably narrow that down. And like in my class right now, we have Arabic students, we have Cantonese students, a Cantonese student, um, Chaldean, and then of course English speaking. And we want every single culture to have its month to be celebrated, and that means kids get to eat these awesome, delicious foods and hear these different cool stories about culture. Um, all kinds of music's near and dear to my heart, and the music that I play and listen to is eclectic. And so if you don't know about a certain type of music, that means you can incorporate it into whatever kind of music you like, which can be done. And same with dances. And also, like sometimes English learners can't speak as good as English as somebody who is a native English speaker. And in my opinion, English is the most diverse and dynamic language. But if you can speak another language on top of that, that's a so much more a better way to express yourself. And I want to make sure every student understands that. I mean, in fourth grade, there's still a lot of time left to learn another language, no matter what languages you're speaking. And we can read books, nonfiction or fiction about the culture. I plan to do that anyway, but it can definitely be a part of the cultural celebrations. If families can come in, they're more than welcome. It's so important to have families involved to know that their child is respected, no matter what their culture is. My dad has Iranian backgrounds. He's from Iran. My mom, Irish backgrounds, generations in the United States. Very much conservative, and so I do feel like I have a strong grasp of some of the different cultural issues that can happen. Um, I lived with an undocumented immigrant for a very long time. He was a successful businessman who had dozens of employees. But so I definitely understand and have a lot more understanding to do, as does everybody else. And we can do art projects as well and decorate flags, because flags, they mean a lot. They mean different things to different people, and everyone has a chance to describe what their flag means to them, and so we can all understand it. At the end of the day, if students don't feel included, if students feel left out, if students aren't comfortable in their classroom sharing their views and opinions and comfortable in their own skins, and they're not going to be able to learn. They're not going to be able to learn science, math, engineering, the arts, technology. They're not going to be able to learn any of this if they don't feel comfortable. And so that's just like coming into work with your clothes on, coming into work, making sure the kids are comfortable. I'm going to make sure that happens. And I want to thank